So I'm not sure how, but even the rear end smells like rats. Okay, so we got the rear end out. This is the 8.8 out of the white car, the 95, and I took it out to kind of clean it up. And I'm not normally the guy that likes to paint stuff that's under your car, or or try to pretty things up that you don't see, but I may go ahead and slap a little paint on this, just because it's got a little bit of, I mean, not a little bit, but a decent amount of surface rust on it. So yeah, I mean, I stripped off everything I could, the brake lines, the rotors. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my pressure washer and go ahead and get this thing pressure washed, and get some I got some purple power that I like to use. That it's like a purple degreaser. It's like an acid based cleaner. It works really good for cleaning up stuff like that, this stuff here. So we'll spray some of that on there, kind of scrub it a little bit, hit it with the pressure washer, and let's see if we can paint it a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it look really super nice underneath the car. I want to drive this every day, and honestly don't care. So I'll put you on a little tripod, and then we'll get this thing all cleaned up. Alrighty, so I think I got it cleaned up enough to go ahead and put some paint on it. I picked up this like really cheap paint and primer all in one. It was like $5 at Walmart. So again, I don't really care, how good this looks. Just kind of want to get something on it to kind of protect it. So, but yeah, I think it looks good enough for go ahead and paint it. I mean, there's still, you're gonna have like some surface rust still, but this is kind of what this stuff is made for. It says it's got maximum rust protection, so you can kind of paint over that stuff. But yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm pretty sure that this is a stock gear in here, because it looks like all this is factory. I mean, I don't know. It's like got some clear silicone on it. It appears to be factory, maybe not. I don't know. Honestly, I kind of hope that it's got like a factory gear, because I kind of want to be able to cruise this thing on the highway at a decent RPM, not winding out 3,500, 4,000 RPMs going down the highway. I want to be able to take it for longer rides without sitting inside of a can that's rattling like that. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Might have an aftermarket gear in it, might not. I don't know if Ford ever used like clear silicone. It looks like it's got a few dents in it, maybe from being pried off to put a gear in it. But there's ways you can figure it out, like you turn this and you count that, and that'll tell you. But honestly, I'm just gonna throw it in and find out. So let me get this thing painted, and yeah, we'll move on from there. So out of curiosity, I did kind of want to know what gear it has in it. So I'll show you how to do that. It's really simple. I went ahead and just marked a spot here on the diff and on the this end spindle here. And then I marked the same spot here and here. So we'll do one revolution and then we'll see how many times that turns. So we'll start now. I'll go around once, twice, and we're not quite all the way around here yet. Third time. So you can see that was 3 times around on that. And right now we're almost to our mark. Okay, disregard this one, I messed up on that one, but it's this mark here. So in order to get it to this mark, we'll just move it right there. Okay, and now look, we're only just past 3 turns. So this is a stock gear. It's like a 327 gear. Okay, so if it was like a 373, it would have gone all the way around and stopped like right here. Or a 410, it would have went past to right around in here. So we know it's a stock gear. Probably a 327 or whatever they are in the Fords. I don't really know. In the 95s. So that's good. That's good to know. I'm actually glad that it's a stock gear. I do have a 373 that like later on down the road, if I, you know, if it just feels too doggy or something, I could throw a 373 in it. But other than that, I'm gonna leave it just the way it is and try it out. So yeah, it came out pretty good. I mean, it's just, you know, black paint. No big deal. So anyway, I'll give you guys a little update on what I've been working on, and that'll do it for this video. Pretty boring. Oh, you know, like, honestly, to be honest with you, building a race car is somewhat easier than trying to put a car back to stock, because there's so many little parts that you have to try and find. You know, I'm trying to find pulleys, and I'm trying to find just stock stuff that, you know, when you take it off originally, some things you think, oh, I don't need that, I'm just gonna toss it. But you end up a bolt or a bracket or whatever, you know. So it's a little more difficult putting together a stock, putting something back to stock. You know, because with stuff like this, you can just go custom. You know, you can, oh, I need a bracket, I'll just make one. So anyway, we got a lot of the parts out of the white car. Okay, I got them kind of laying over here. We got the eye box springs. Those are for the front. Okay, I got the flow masters off. We're gonna do something different with those. I'm gonna put some 4-inch turn downs on this. I have a 4-inch, I think it's way back in here. I have a vibrant 4-inch UJ. So I'm gonna cut some turn downs off of that and then do some 4-inch turn downs. I think that might sound pretty cool. What else? The rotors are in good shape. I'm gonna reuse those. The brakes are like brand new. I went ahead and painted the calipers. So just the outsides, just to keep them, you know, looking decent. The pads, I mean, they're like brand new. So I'll reuse those. I'm gonna try to reuse as much as I can. Here's the struts, the front struts. We're gonna reuse these. These are the Pro dampers, and they're in really good shape. They're actually really stiff, but they run really smooth too. So I know they're in really good shape. What else? Yeah, so I got lots of parts in here, waiting on a few more things for the motor. We did get the intake on. I went ahead and installed that, finished porting it, not porting, port matching, I should say. And bolted that on. I got the distributor put in, but I'm gonna actually get a different distributor. I don't like this one. I'm gonna send this one back. I got this off Rock Auto, and it's supposed to be a Ford Duraspark, but it's not. It's some Chinese junk. So you gotta be careful, especially like with Rock Auto. I mean, the prices are good, but a lot of the stuff, I don't know if they mislabeled it or something like that, but it said it was a Ford distributor, but it's actually really crappy. The pin on the pin on the gear is offset, so you can't even change the gear. Yeah, it's just junk. So I'm gonna send this back, and I've already ordered another one. Kind of a newer, I think ProComp makes it. I can't remember exactly which one I ordered. It was a couple days ago. But I found one on Summit that was, it's better. It doesn't have the vacuum advance, only mechanical advance. So that's all I need. I don't really need the vacuum advance. But anyway, that's that, waiting on parts. So as far as the car goes, I got the, like I said, got the rear end out. We got all the suspension off this thing. I pretty much have everything off this car that I need. It's pretty much done. I may need to grab the throttle cable, and that's about it. So I also made a decision on fuel system too. I'm not going to use the fuel lines on this car. So what I did was, I always get like sidetracked. I was getting ready to show you guys the white car and then went on to something different, but that's okay. That's how I do things. I ordered, okay, this is the sending unit off of the 95. Okay, so I ordered some stainless steel 6-and bungs that I'm gonna weld right onto the end of these, okay? So this one may not be big enough, so I may have to take the tube off of that sending unit, okay, and then weld it onto here somehow. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but I want to attempt this because I'm gonna run 6-and lines from the front to the back. And I'm gonna try and do it right on the stock sending unit. So the bungs were really cheap. They're only like $6 a piece. So if I screw this up royally, I'm not losing out a lot. And I know there's a company that makes a sending unit that's already got and fittings on it, so I could always order that. But I kind of wanted to just try it because it would be like a really cheap way to get that, you know, done. So, all right, back to the white car. I got all the suspension off of this too. Couple things I wanted to kind of just mention. All this looks really good. I mean, these spindles spin really nice. The ball joints that are on the 93s are different than ball joints on a 95. Okay, so when you bring your spindles over to a 93 from a 95, because you want the 5 lug, you got to keep in mind that your spindle is going to sit lower. Okay, on the 95s it sits up higher, which in turn lowers your car. Okay, so the front end is gonna, the geometry might be a little bit goofy. I don't really know how that's gonna work, but it's only about an inch. So you can see how the little cotter pin doesn't catch the castle nut, and then it does over here. See? So I measured it from the top to the bottom, and it's actually, this is taller. So if that's taller, that's kind of like a drop mount. So it's gonna move the wheel up into the well, if you know what I mean. And I don't know how that's gonna mess with geometry, with the steering and all that. So, and I don't want to, so I can't even like order new ball joints. Like I can't order 95 ball joints because these ball joints are bigger. Okay, so you can't press in 95 ball joints into 93 arms. All right, so the only other option would be to switch the arms, right? Take these arms off and put them in there, but these are about 1.5 inches longer, which I don't want that. I don't want my wheels sticking out here. You know, I'm not building a drift car, so I don't want it to do that. So I'm gonna just go with it the way it is. You know, it was driven like that before, so whatever. I mean, I'll try it, see what it does. I'll get a bump steer kit so that I can play with the steering arm, because I know the car is going to be lower, so I need a bump steer kit and also some caster camber plates. So that would be the last 2 things I need to get in order to get the rest of the front suspension all installed. So yeah, so that's just a little basic update. I just work on this thing now and again. It's taken me forever, but I'm okay with that. You know, I have lots of the things I have to do, so I do this in my spare time, but just wanted to give you guys an update, show you what's going on. You know what I want to try to do is I want to try to fire that thing up, not in the car. Like I want to take it off, get the bell housing and the starter and all that on there, and I want to see if I can get it fired up. Just put some fuel in the bowl and turn it over and see if it fires. I think that'd be kind of cool to try that. I seen somebody do that before, and it would be nice to know that it runs before I throw it in the car. But anyway, that's gonna do it, guys, for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the update, and that's gonna do it. Check you out later.